Most RTS games aren't really about war, they're about battles. You collect resources, the number goes up, you spend the number, units appear, then two armies crash into each other until one side runs out of little men. That can be fun, and I've loved those games for years. But at some point, I got stuck on a question. Why is RTS like that? I'm not complaining. It's more of a design problem. Why do resources teleport? Why does ore mined on one side of the map instantly become a factory queue on the other? Why does an army keep fighting as long as the player has enough abstract money somewhere in the bank? Why does the best way to win often become put all your units in one blob and roll it across the map until everyone else is dead? The more I pulled on that, the more obvious the missing piece became. Real-time strategy games often abstract away the parts of war that make strategy necessary. Supply, distance, storage, transport, production, exposure, and loss. Those are not details. They are the war machine. They are the primary concerns in a campaign. Deepfield is built around putting that machine back into the world. Resources are not just numbers on top of the screen. They're objects. They're things in the world. Ore has to be mined. Cargo has to be carried. Ammo has to be manufactured, loaded, shipped, and then spent. Fuel matters. Crew matter. The people. The thing you need is only useful if it can reach the place that needs it. And that changes the shape of the game. A mining ship is not just an income source. It's a whole operation. A cargo shuttle is not a balance mechanism. It's a supply line. A capital ship is not just the largest unit in the game. It's your base. In Deepfield, the base is not a structure you leave behind while the army goes off to have the interesting part of the game somewhere else. The base is the fleet. Refineries, factories, storage, scanners, weapons, and crew systems all live on ships. Your industrial capacity moves through the world with you. That means it can be found, it can be cut off, it can be damaged, it can be starved, and it can be lost. That's the point. Combat shouldn't just cost the player attention. It should cost material. If a ship needs ammo, the ammo has to exist somewhere. If a factory needs input, the material needs to be delivered. If a shuttle is destroyed, whatever it was carrying is gone. If you win a fight, but burn through the supplies you needed for the next operation, that's not a clean win. That's a brand new problem. And that's the shape of Deepfield. A space RTS and a colony sim about fleets, logistics, crew, cargo, and the cost of combat. No global resource pool, no magic economy, no free war machine hiding behind the UI. For a long time, this was the design thesis. And now there's a game. There's a working vertical slice. It's early, and it's really rough in places. And I'm not pretending it's a complete game. The point of this build is to test the core loop. That is, mine, move, manufacture, fight, resupply, survive. I want to know whether the game creates the kind of pressure it's supposed to create. Do players understand where their resources are? Do they care when a supply line breaks? Does running out of ammunition feel like a tactical failure instead of an accounting one? Does combat feel expensive enough that throwing waves and waves of ships starts to look stupid? Can the game create those stories that come from systems, not from cutscenes? That's what I'm trying to build. Not a bigger RTS, a heavier one. A game where distance matters, where waste matters, where production has a location, where logistics are not the boring part before the battle, but the thing that decides whether the battle is a good thing in the first place. So, this channel is changing. Used to be a programming tutorial channel, briefly, in theory, in the way most YouTube plans exist. Now, it's the development channel for Deepfield. I'll be posting devlogs, design notes, playtest updates, technical breakdowns, and the occasional record of something breaking in a way that is at least educational. The Steam Playtest is opening now. If you like systems-heavy games, colony sims, logistics games, old RTS games, or anything where the interesting part is watching a plan survive contact with reality, Deepfield might be for you. The build is playable, it'll break, and that's part of the point. Join the Steam Playtest, jump into Discord, and tell me where my machine falls apart. This is Deepfield.